that's always fun because you have an idea of where you're going and what you're doing. And then at that point, you can talk to the person that you're working with and, hey, what about this idea? What about that idea? And you give suggestions. Me and Matt Hardy were married for 9 months or something.
And he never beat you, right?
Never. I never lost to Matt Hardy. Never. I never lost a match to Matt Hardy. Never lost a match to Jeff Hardy. And I'm the captain of the team. I'm going to put my C right there. But it was cool because that whole storyline thing where we were the co-tag champs. Matt, here's something for you guys. Most of you probably didn't know. Matt and Mr. Kennedy originally talked about doing that. But Kennedy was out hurt. Matt told me about the idea, asked Ken if he'd be cool if Matt pitched it for us. Of course, Ken, yeah, go do it. We pitched it. Vince loved it. And it became like one of the bedrock stories of my career.
So that, if Mr. Kennedy wasn't injured, that could have potentially been him and Matt.
And Ken as tag champs feuding over the U.S. title. Wow. But in this case, it worked, and no disrespect to Ken. Ken's my guy. It would have been great with them because they're such tremendously talented guys. But I think the contrast with me and Matt probably made it work a little bit better. And, man, it was fun. And it kind of got put on hold for a little bit because Matt legitimately got injured. And, people were, certain fans might remember MVP climbing up to the top of the ladder at the Money in the Bank match. And I got the briefcase and here comes Matt Hardy through the crowd, climbs the ladder, twists the fade off the top of the ladder and took my moment from me. Damn you, Matt Hardy. But that turned into where, and this was a kind of cool thing because up until that point, I didn't have the relationship with Vince that we had after that, where there'd be a line of people waiting to see Vince after TV. And Vince, there'd be writers, other talent, producers, just a line outside his office door. And me and Matt would walk up because we'd want to pitch something, for our storyline idea. And we'd be like, man, is everybody waiting to see Vince? And they'd be, oh, yeah, we're all waiting. And we're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll get in line. And Vince would come out and look at the line. Matt, MVP, get in here. Come on in here, guys. Yeah, that's my boys. We're like, oh, well, yeah, excuse me, guys.
Sorry, guys.
And, we tell them, well, hey, we got this idea about, the push-up contest or, the playing chess backstage or the football throw, these.
How'd the basketball one come up?
I don't remember how the basketball one came up, but I can tell you what was pretty funny was that I had trained arms earlier that morning before I went in. So, my arms were all
Yeah.
And I don't remember where the basketball idea came from. I honestly can't recall. What I do remember, though, is that, we were doing a little afternoon rehearsal, and, man, I couldn't hit a shot. I couldn't. But my arms were still, I trained bis and tris that day. And at one point, Vince actually says, MVP, you can play basketball, can't you? I said, yeah, Vince, we all can.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like, he didn't like what I said. Of course, it was in our DNA. But I don't remember who suggested it, how it came about, whose idea it was. But we liked it, obviously, and it was cool. And one of my favorite things was that a lot of people don't know, like the first layup that I missed that on purpose.
Oh,
be a heel.
Okay.
Because I knew I could dunk it, so I came back with the next one and I boomed it, And then I said, I'm not even going to repeat what I said because the clip is out there. And in hindsight, it was kind of tasteless. It was very tasteless. I shouldn't have said that about Kobe teaching me, and I made a reference to something bad at the time, and just poor judgment at that point. But then I went way out beyond the trade, and I popped the net clean.
Yeah, and you look so confident. Like when you released, it was just like, oh no, that's going in.
But the beauty of it was I'm a heel. I couldn't lose.
Right on.
If I miss, it wasn't my fault. Like, these aren't my shoes. This isn't an NBA parquet floor. This ball's deflated. It's 1,000,001 things, But if I make it, I'm MVP.
Right on.
And I made it, So people will always talk about, oh, remember when Matt Hardy beat you playing basketball? You know what I mean? When he hit me in the face with the basketball, the personal foul, you know, he didn't beat me. Matt Hardy has never beaten me at anything, ever. Ever. Remember that. But that was one of the things that people most remember about our storyline and us being married over that time. And it was a long-term storyline that I enjoyed a lot.